Hello everybody, Brian Engelman here at the 2016 RNC convention in the City of Champions, Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you, LeBron James and the Cavaliers, by the way. I'm pleased to be joined once again with Michael Steele, former head of the RNC. How are you doing again?
Oh, great. Now, that wasn't partisan at all, was it?
What is this, Brian? This is pretty cool. Renaissance Hotel. What is this tower up here?
Well, that's the T-Bank Tower.
Cool.
That's a Trump Tower right there.
Yeah.
We'll all be Trump Towers. Being in a position to have a national conversation around some important issues. Look, I've not been known as someone who talks in talking points. I just don't. I try to keep it honest, real. I try to learn and listen from people that I encounter across the way, like you.
Indeed.
Cool.
I want that picture.
All right, City Hall. First time in 52 years they could put a championship banner up. Good for Cleveland.
Helping people appreciate, in some sense, what I interpret from what Donald Trump means and what he's saying and how that plays out. So that for me has been kind of cool to be able to be in that space and not sit there and worry about, okay, I got to now do a press release because I just said something, you know, to explain it.
Look to the Donald to teach you how to get your foot out of your mouth.
Well, there is a lesson there. You just ignore it. Act like it didn't happen. Or just say, well, it may have happened, but I don't care. You know?
Man, Jimmy. Oh, he's got more costume. Oh, he's got a whole... All right, this is awesome. That is awesome. Where was that? 1970.
Engage people in a conversation, take some real learning from it, and then share that in the next conversation you have. Television allows you to do that. Radio especially allows you to do that. And so it's been good that way.
I think the awakening we've seen so far is big. This planet and the globalists have not seen anything yet.
I must tell you, I have never been more excited about a presidential campaign. I have never seen a grassroots uprising, an insurrection by the American people who realize that this election is unlike any other election that we have seen, and I'll tell you why. This is not the Republicans versus the Democrats. This is the elites of the Republican and Democratic Party who have driven this country into the ditch versus Donald J. Trump and the rest of America.
These are not liberals. These are anti-free speech, anti-freedom scum who need to get their ass to North Korea.
But now I think the American people are tired of politics as usual. They are tired of the BS from the career politicians who promise us hope and change but give us small change. And it is sadly the two-party duopoly that has given us endless war, erosion of our civil liberties, massive debt and borrowing. They have given us a foreign policy that is expensive and incoherent. And we are stone cold broke.
So I'm here to tell you, I don't like it when you're cheering me coming up here. I want to salute all of you that are out here in defense of liberty, standing against tyranny. I salute you.
So when Hillary Clinton decided to bomb Libya so that we could institute Sharia law to put the women of Libya back 2,000 years, we had to go to the national credit card to borrow the money for the bombing. That is how pathetic the Obama Clinton administration has been.
The answer to 1984 is 1776.
In Donald Trump, the American people see a man who cannot be bought and cannot be bullied. They see a man who is not controlled by the special interests, the lobbyists, the special pleaders, the super PACs, the billionaires, a man who will answer only to the American people. Folks, I'm just warming up.
Joe, what is your take on this? Have we not defeated the people that thought they'd shut down our free speech? Have we not given them a big, giant, red, white, and blue middle finger? Yeah! Hillary for prison! Hillary for prison! Hillary for prison!
Now, in Donald Trump, we have a leader, a man of courage, a man of integrity, a man with the cojones to take on the two-party duopoly and bring real, fundamental change to America.
Trump's a great guy and has amazing courage. But listen, we don't have to put our faith in any one individual. It's all of us together, the light of liberty, coming together. Nothing's going to be able to turn this around in the end. We're identifying the globalists. We're identifying their program of control. We're identifying what their operations are. And once the general public understands the paradigm, it's game over.
Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton think jobs are created by the federal government, and they will foster policies that have killed jobs in America. NAFTA, TPP, these phony globalist trade deals that have sucked the jobs and the spirit from the American people.
Hey, let's bring the Daily Show guy up here. Just bring the agitator on in here. We'll just, come on, bring him on in here. Hill. Hold on. Now let's all start to fight, guys.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't say a few words about Hillary Clinton. Let's be very clear. The Hillary Clinton you see on TV is not the real Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is a short-tempered, foul-mouthed, greedy, bipolar, mentally unbalanced criminal.
I'm not on the Daily Show. I'm on MySpace. Okay, well that's good. But listen, I mean, you seem like you're upset. I want you to have sex with my wife. So just trying to be shocking. No, not at all. Here's my hotel key. I want you to have sex with my wife.
Now, in the 1980s, when we had only ABC and NBC and CBS, you could suppress the truth from the American people. Today, we have the internet. We have talk radio. We have cable TV. We have Matt Drudge. We have truth tellers. And therefore, the truth can no longer be suppressed. And the American people do not know the facts about the Clintons.
Why does my pee-pee come out yellow? Oh, now I know why folks want to matter. This is an agitator.
Hillary Clinton holds herself out as an advocate for women and girls. She is an abuser of women and girls because Bill Clinton is a serial sexual predator who has attacked, who has raped, who has bitten multiple credible women. Juanita Broaddrick, Kathleen Willey, Paula Corbin Jones, Becky Brown, Helen Dowdy, Christy Zurcher. This list goes on and on and on. So I agree with Hillary. These women deserve to be believed.
I got a song called Don't Tread on Me. All to be edited. All to be edited later. This is all disinformation. Don't tread on me. Completely. Fuck my wife. Don't tread on me. All right, appreciate you, sir. Now you've disrupted. I'm on your side. All right, good. Thank you. You have nothing to say. Go on down. Just vulgarity.
The Clinton Foundation is the largest single money laundering scheme in American criminal history. This is not a charity. This is a slush fund for grifters.
This republic is rising. Humanity is waking up. And can you imagine all the dirty tricks they're going to try to keep Donald Trump out? But even if they're able to steal the election, it doesn't matter. because the public is waking up to their tricks, and at the state and local level, people are understanding that globalism is about making us poor. Globalism is about controlling us. Globalism is about us not being able to have our own destiny.
The email scandal is twofold. Somebody made a decision that the public criticism that they would undergo from erasing the emails would be lesser than the public criticism that would show the nexus between the Clinton State Department and the Clinton Foundation. And that shows that every single decision at the U.S. Department of State was for sale.
Great job coming out here despite all the threats and exercising your sacred First Amendment. We salute you. Infowars salutes you. And you are part of history. You are the future. God bless you.
In conclusion, for those, that small band of Republicans who do not choose to join our cause, you will be replaced by hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of new voters, of people who have stopped voting because they know this is a rigged system and that the Republican and Democratic Party leadership are in it together.
Mariam at the RNC. Probably gonna die soon. Thank you. Mariam, I'm here at the National Convention. You're watching Fuck My Way. You got another operator.
Yeah, these are cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we stand on the cusp of history. We stand on the greatest and last opportunity for radical change to save our democratic system, our system of free enterprise, and the spirit and strength and reputation of the United States of America.
This is Fuck My Wife TV. Fuck.
We are on the verge of making America great again. Thank you.
Hello everybody, Brian Engelman here with the New American Media in the City of Champions, Cleveland, Ohio for the 2016 Republican National Convention. I'm here with Mariam Noujaim, and I saw the purple shirt. We were talking a little bit earlier, Blake Walley running the cameras right now. Say hi, Blake, thank you. And I said, oh, well here's somebody who's a never Trump. We'll talk to her. It's the purple shirts, it's the Goon Squad. And we started talking and found out there's a bit of a different story. Mariam, thank you very much for being here. Let's get into your story. Tell us about where you came from.
I come from California, originally from Egypt, and I'm a legal immigrant from Egypt, but I come from California all the way with my own money, my own expenses, to show my support for Mr. Trump, hopefully our future president. And the reason I support Trump is that, and I make a statement on wearing my SEIU t-shirt, because our union bosses do not talk and represent the majority, the silent majority, which is the members. And as we speak right now, there is a recall going on in California to recall our union bosses who give themselves 112% raise, and they didn't give us even 1% for our contract, and they're negotiating our contract. So we are for Mr. Trump to change the establishment. We agree with him. Let's put everything fresh and new.
Well, what it reminds me of is in George Orwell's book, Animal Farm. It says all animals are equal. Some were just created more equal than others. Some are just more equal than others. And that reminds me of the union bosses and big government. No, everything's equal, except we need to get a whole bunch more and we're going to give you the scraps. And it always turns into chaos.
That is so true. That, in few words, you said that's exactly what's happening. For them, they get the money, but we get nothing.
All right.
Blake Walley of the New American Media. I am here on the streets of Cleveland, Ohio for the RNC. I'm talking to a great activist here, Captain Doug. I want you to tell us what you're doing out here, what kind of message you're trying to relate to the public here.
Oh, hi, Blake. Thanks so much for interviewing me. I'm the founder and president of the National Alliance of Concerned Americans for the Well-Being of All People on Earth, and we are a not-for-profit 501c3 educational, environmental, and political organization. I have 37 years of international, national, bioregional, and local activism. And I'm here because for a very long time, at least 50 years, the two-party, one-party oligarchy, a poisoned political system has been dominating, and now it is time to change this, and the only way we're really going to change it is by electing an independent party.
And you said you're from Egypt. You're a legal immigrant from Egypt.
Yes, I'm a legal immigrant from Egypt, and the other reason why I'm for him is for the immigration, because every time you get 5-10 million, there is a quota of immigration every year. So when you get 5-10 million of illegal, they cut in front of my niece and nephew waiting in Egypt, and it's not fair. So they've been waiting 15 years. If you get another 5 million, they're going to be probably thrown back for another 3 years. And this is what many Americans don't realize. Every time you get illegal, they throw to the back of the line those who are waiting legally, and it's not right.
The Democratic Party is now 90% poisoned and rotten, and when a tree becomes 90% rotten, do you cut it down and replace it, or do you try and save it? You cut it down and grow a new one, and now it's time.
Yeah, they're a bunch of dinosaurs, and yeah, they're down to Hillary and Joe Biden and John Kerry as your last hopes for president. They're all in their 70s. Yeah, they need to be reinvented. You know, Bernie had to switch sides. He had to, as an independent socialist, had to run as a Democrat just to give Hillary some competition. So obviously, yeah, they need to change. There is a little bit of a progressive movement, but even like Elizabeth Warren is like 66 or 67. So, I mean, they obviously need a makeover. Maybe somehow like the Republicans split off and they kind of became like a libertarian faction, a Tea Party faction, and now they're kind of, divided. Now you have Donald Trump basically, reinventing the party as well. So, yeah, the Democrats will go through another transition. But, yeah, the two-party system, completely agreed, totally broken.
Right, so Bernie thinks that he's going to be able to transform the Democratic Party from the outside. And I'm telling him, Bernie, you're going to be dismissed, you're going to be co-opted, dismissed, and deleted.
So we did a 90-second video for Mr. Trump, and somebody told me it was going to be played tonight from 7 to 8. So I don't know, but they told me at the convention, they told me it's called Illegals for Trump. Okay. And it's a cute 90-second. It's on my website, uniontransparency.com. And the video talks about the illegals that who is going to build the wall? Who's going to be in those treacherous conditions, the heat in Arizona and Texas? It's the illegal for minimum wages and low pay. So we want to make a deal with Mr. Trump. I read The Art of the Deal. They build the wall for you, and you give them a work permit. And they still wait at the back of the line for their citizenship, but they can stay here and work and wait for their citizenship. But it will be a win-win for everybody. They get to stay, they get to work legally, they build your wall so there is no more influx coming in, and then they are happy they can stay in America. Mr. Trump, what do you think about that? That's a great deal.
I'm a staunch independent. Okay, I understand that Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld, and the head of the CIA, George Tenet, and Colin Powell, okay, they all should have been indicted because weapons of mass destruction didn't exist.
The purple shirt, the SEIU, we all know how instrumental they were in getting Barack Obama elected, how partisan and how one-sided they are in their. So you work with SEIU. What type of retribution do you get for speaking out? Because I would have to imagine it's like that whack-a-mole game at the carnival. You pop your head up and say something, I'd imagine there's a union boss there pretty unhappy with it.
You said it right. Actually, I'm writing a book called DMV Asleep at the Wheel, talk about the waste of government, and I'm calling myself the guacamole. That's exactly what it is.
We did not coordinate this.
Heidi Kuda, did you hear? She's my co-writer. She explained to me what was the guacamole. I didn't know about it, and this is where it came from, so it's really funny. But I want to be fair to the union. They haven't attacked me personally.
Oh, okay.
But I am in a lawsuit with them since 2010 to see the books. I tell them, you want to show me, you say you like me, you care about me, show me how you spend my money, and I will decide how much you care about me.
Because it should be transparent, and you're a member of their group.
Well, you have to start someplace, and where we're going to start is with Hillary Clinton, because a former U.S. attorney and prosecutor who's an independent, impartial attorney said that she most definitely did violate the U.S. Constitution with allowing these emails to get out. And the law says whether you do it intentionally or by accident or just by happen chance, you're responsible for protecting state national defense secrets, and you cannot let them get out. And when you do so, you have violated the Constitution.
You fit two demographics: the immigrant and family ties to families still living in another country. Talking about immigration and the working class, the union worker, the just the blue collar, hard working person. You seem to take both of those issues and turn them into pro-Trump. To the people that are saying, look, Trump's the bad guy. He's not going to help the working man. He's being against immigration. It's just racist and it's wrong. Speak to those people that just keep saying that over and over. You fit both of those demographics. Hit them back.
Okay, I want to ask them, you who says he's racist, he never said he's against immigration. He said he's against illegal immigration. I want to ask you, what would you say to my niece and nephew waiting in Cairo for 15 years, and if those 5 million come, it's going to be then another 20 years, what would you tell them? Wait longer in line? Just what would you tell to those waiting in line? Is that fair?
If you take a look at what she and Bill and how they used their foundation in Haiti to raise $5 or $6 billion, most of the money went to U.S. corporations, and also millions went to Hillary's brother, and several of that $1 billion has not been spent. So
who knows?
So where's it going to? Her campaign? Who knows?
Exactly. That's because she was hiding it from the American people the whole time anyway.
Right. So the FBI should be investigating their foundation.
And there is one word Mr. Trump said that is 100% right, that the media is twisting. He said, I'm flexible. He can be pro something and then change his mind. There is nothing wrong. I could be pro something and change my mind as long as it is for the best of the cause. So he believes in flexibility, not like the right-wing Republican who are stuck in their abortion law, and this is bad. This is why there is no communication, because they are stuck into their ideas. So flexibility that he believes in is very important. Trust him, he's flexible and he's going to go with what is best for us, the Americans.
You should go to GoFundMe, indict lying evil Hillary.
Nice.
Okay.
I like it. I appreciate your time. Right. We'll get. All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
It's been great being with you.
All right.
Carry on. Keep up the good work that you're doing.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Mariam, I really appreciate your time. This has been awesome. I totally I totally misunderstood what it was. One more time, though, give us the websites of where you want people to go. One more time.
Okay, I'd like you to go to wearelocal1000.com. There is the petition to recall Yvonne Walker and her cronies. They say they are for us, but they double their salary and nothing for us. We are Local 1000, and go to uniontransparency.com. Two websites, uniontransparency.com and we are local1000.com. Thank you so much.
Mariam, you're awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day. And by the way, from the city of champions, the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers, welcome to the city of Cleveland and the state of Ohio. We're happy to have you.
Very nice people here. Thank you so much for giving us a voice. We are the silent majority. America, I love you. It's the best country in the world.
Thank you much.
Oh, that's Chuck Todd.
Being a Republican, working, as a lot of people say, behind enemy lines at MSNBC.
Yeah.
What's that like for you on a day-to-day? You know, Morning Joe, he's had his experiences on the party,
Yeah,
but
man, it's cool. I mean, look at it. I get to go in and plant my GOP flag in the middle of that big old Democratic bastion. That liberal media, that lamestream media, all that.
Dinosaur media.
Dinosaur media, yeah.
Behind home plate in what used to be known as Jacobs Field. It's now Progressive Field. Whatever. Brian's doing an interview. And I'm hanging out in the bleachers. Actually, behind home plate would be the bleachers. Good seats. Seats I would never afford.
I get to go in, and these folks are my colleagues and my friends in many cases. And I enjoy that, the back and forth, the give and take. And given the way MSNBC has changed its emphasis, shifting, to more news orientation and sort of putting that first, for someone like me who's an analyst, now I can actually get into the meat of a conversation because I don't have to go in, put the flak jacket and worry about the political, I'm out number 3-1, here we go.
Baby grown men, so my little boy these niggas. Want the cookie, so I got a chip, so hoy these niggas. But I never iPhone, Android these niggas. Use rubbers with them, avoid these niggas.
Ronald Reagan, I'll tell you a story after.
That's the theme. All the protesters that we've seen are probably teenagers, maybe slightly older.
I'm right now live with Luke Radowski. Give us a message. No shots not needed. Fuck Hillary. Fuck Hillary Clinton. Fuck Hillary Clinton. Hey, man, love you, Luke, man. We'll see you later, brother.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Is this for Huffington Post?
No. This is New American Media.
We're gonna roll out if it's Huffington Post. Because they're gonna make us look like
oh no, we already have the Daily Show here, and we've caught that on tape right now that we're gonna film.
Okay, because like we don't want to be associated with some homophobic bigot nonsense.
No, we'll give you cards too.
Okay, cool.
All right, Blake Walley of the New American Media. I am here at the Wolstein Center at Cleveland State University. They just wrapped up a Gays for Trump event, and so I am talking to some of the attendees, wanting to know why do they support Donald Trump?
We support Donald Trump because basically the American media has lost their mind.
Yeah, I'm one of the organizers of the event, and there was 3 of us, and we put this together after the Pulse attack in Orlando, and after the left's response to that deadly attack where 49 gays were shot dead on a dance hall. We said we have to speak up. We have to do something. The left they're fine with collateral damage. They're fine with people dying as long as they don't have to change their political correctness, and we just disagreed with that. So we put this together because Donald Trump, he's going to go after the Islamists. Is Hillary Clinton? She won't even say radical Islam. Hillary Clinton's getting $20 million or something from these regimes where they...
$100 million from the Persian Gulf states alone.
There you go, where they persecute gays and hang gays and, put them in jail. And that's why we put this together, because we're for Trump. He's the one who's going to help the gays.
And so we are basically here to say we support Donald Trump. We support Milo in Indianapolis, no matter what his sexual orientation is. He's speaking the truth, and that's why we're here.
Why do they support Donald Trump?
Well, there's a lot of things, right? Yeah. It's, closed borders, whatever, build the wall, not necessarily.
You're racist then?
No, not at all.
If you're not for wide open borders, you're obviously a racist. Okay, I'm just messing with you. Come on.
No, I'm really a fan of, wide open borders. No.
Journalist Charles Johnson.
Hello.
Hey. Good to see you. And we are here at the Gays for Trump rally, and this is also turned into a FreeMilo event, as the gay conservative rabble-rouser on Breitbart has been recently banned on Twitter. So we're getting some opinions. So why are these guys out here supporting Trump?
I think the issue with a lot of the gay community is that they're very worried about their safety. So we just had the Omar Martin massacre in Orlando, and gays are starting to realize that maybe monolithically voting for a particular party is not necessarily a good move on their part. And I'm happy to be here. I've always supported gay rights. When I was a kid, I was favor of it in Massachusetts, where I'm initially from. And so I wish them the best. And frankly, I just came because people invited me. They invite me to stuff, I go to it. What the hell? And there was a good open bar.
Oh,
So you don't feel threatened by the racist, bigoted GOP?
But it's not.
Donald
It's all like the liberal media. Where are you from?
I agree. I
what?
totally
Where
agree.
are your
That's what
credentials from? What is this?
I'm a
New American Media.
I'm a former liberal.
And social conservatism is dead. We support gay. I don't give a fuck what you do in your own house. I don't give a fuck. All I care about is that people's rights are protected.
No, wait. Who said he was racist?
No, I'm just messing with you.
No. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this because this is a problem with this media. It's
These
MSN.
ignorant people. Most of these protesters are under the age of 20. They think they know everything.
I think what he said
Yeah, right.
was like, let's like slow down on that, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't say, I mean, we're a country of immigrants, right?
Yeah. I don't care what, gender you are, what nationality you are, what social orientation you are. I care about people's rights being protected, and I think Donald Trump is the best candidate for that. Donald Trump has spoken out for gay rights for his whole career. He's never had a problem with homosexuals or transsexuals or anything. And the liberal media tries to spin it as he's an anti-homosexual.
Let's let people in. There's no problem with that. But the thing is, let's take some time and vet them.
Oh, absolutely. I'm in complete agreement with you. I know the liberal media is taking this thing and they're making a bunch of ignorant
Because
people.
you think he's racist? You're here.
Absolutely. No. I was just kidding with you.
Are you
That's
gay?
no.
Oh, okay, good. He is not gay. Let's make sure. Okay. Right.
Just for the record. All right. Anyway.
By the way,
we recently just saw this massive mass murder in Florida, and I think that was a big shock to many of the people in the gay community. And there's been the internet's been filled with everything that's going on in the Middle East with ISIS, and they're literally throwing gays off buildings and stuff like that. And I think I really believe that has a lot to do with why the gay community is supporting Trump.
Yeah, and gay Americans are starting to wake up, and it's cool to have them on board, and frankly, Trump has been very friendly to the gays, so I'm all in favor of it.
So why do you think the liberal media is so scared of conservatives or people that are voting for Trump that are gay?
Well, I mean, it obviously throws a wrench into the narrative. I mean, they want to believe that all gays are left, and in honesty, the gay movement has been part of the left for many years.
For a while.
And so if you challenge that, macro narrative, they're not going to like it.
So what do the people listening need to know about the liberal media and how they try to frame this argument?
Death to them. It's over. It's over, and they know it's over. They try and create as much division as possible between people like
divide and conquer.
Exactly, it's divide and conquer. It's like I believe in fiscal conservatism. I believe that we should not be spending money that we don't have, but somehow that's framed as you don't believe in homosexuality, you don't believe in this, that. I believe people can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care what they want to do.
Why are the liberals so afraid of conservatives that are gay?
It's any minority group. If you don't march with the lockstep with the left, they're going to attack you. If you come off the reservation, they're going to attack you. But I think this year they're in trouble because, for one, gay community is primed to go Trump. Blacks, we're probably going to see more blacks vote for Trump. Hispanics, they're in big trouble this year. Hillary's a horrible candidate.
And what do we get told? We get told that we are the racists. They are the racists.
We're racist, Islamophobes, all these buzzwords that they keep calling, any sort of conservative, anyone that questions the narrative, you're labeled as some buzzword. But in reality, none of us give a shit about your sexual orientation. You can do whatever you want at home. All we care about is that the safety of American people and that everyone has the same opportunity and everyone has an equal playing field. That's all we care about.
They want to associate Donald Trump with what they're used to, and that's the religious right and so on, but he's not. He's a nationalist. And he's not a Christian conservative or the religious right. He's something very different. He starts from a different place. And I think that upsets their narrative, because that's what the liberal media is used to.
Liberal media seem very panicked about anybody, any minority of any kind, whether they're gay or whether they're black or whatever, being in support of any kind of conservative, especially Trump. What do you think of that? What do people need to know?
The fact that they're panicked? I think the fact that they're panicked are because of guys like yourself who are getting out on the streets. We have this medium of communication now, this wonderful thing called the internet, in which people can actually find an alternative for getting their news sources. And many of the younger generation, the millennials, and many of us no longer, we've kind of tuned out. I don't even watch cable. I haven't watched cable for probably about 6-7 years. So people are tuning out, and they're finding that as soon as people tend to find that these scenarios are being misrepresented, they just tune it out, and they go to these sources that they find are actually covering the events and presenting them in the correct light. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think that's why they're panicked, and I think they're panicked because they're losing their power, and that's what they care about is their power. And now that they're losing that, they're kind of freaking out.
I think if we all move together as one people, we can
create a better world.
Create a better world and create so much more than if we are divided by our sexual orientation, our race, our gender, whatever. We all need to move together as a single unified people.
All right. Well said.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're totally welcome to stand here.
Yeah, thank you.
But you're not.
Why can't I film? This is a public space.
We have permission to film.
From who do you? Fine, you don't need permission. You can film.
State.
Cleveland State. It's a public university. It is public property.
Okay, how about this? I'm totally welcome to hang out. I'm asking you not to film just because it's for the television show. It's the reason we don't tweet photos of the studio where we set up agreements. It's the reason we don't put up clips online.
See, what I think you're doing is I think you're ambushing people.
And that's
our party.
I know, and I'm just saying you're totally welcome to stay and
That's
watch.
what I think you're doing.
Have that opinion.
I can film you ambushing people. I'm totally entitled to do that. You're here, by the way, for our event.
Yeah,
sir, we're
completely honest with where we're from and what we're doing.
But you're not honest with the people you interview, are you? Yeah. You slice and dice. This has been said many times.
We edit like every single television show.
You edit to make people. You edit to make people.
This is not. It's not your responsibility.
I can film you filming people at my home.
No, you may not. We're not going to film it.
You have no. That's fine. And you can do whatever else you want.
Okay, well, I'll stand here until 4 in the morning.
All right.
You want to say a word about censorship, Free Milo? I know you were one of the guys.
I was the first guy to be censored. I warned Milo that this day was coming. I welcome to the gulag. I have the corner bunk in the gulag, Milo. You can be on bottom as you like it.
Sorry. We're almost done with it, but it's not worth it. Have a good night. We had a good time. I don't know. I'm really just like.
I hope you guys enjoy embarrassing whoever you like to embarrass. Conservative, gay, whatever.
Do you want to talk to us? Okay. The thing is, you actually don't, and we're inviting you to watch if you want.
No, we're inviting you not to watch. We're inviting all of our members.
Have a good night. All right, good night. Have a good night.
This is the Daily Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's the Daily Show?
They can't film, they're lying. They're trying to squash your First Amendment rights to public property. They can make fun of conservatives who happen to be gay. If you're gay and conservative, they're ready to make fun of you for being who you are, and showing up to a Breitbart party and making up rules about not being able to film on state property. Don't touch me. Step away.
Love you, Mom.
All right.
We're going to pack up.
No, I'm going to stand between you and my crew until it's up.
We're going to pack up.
Yeah, let's just go.
Yeah. Let's grab that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, guys.
Look, I mean, Milo's a good friend. I like him very much. I wish him the best on this stuff. But look, the basic problem is all of the social justice warrior companies, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, they're essentially using their platforms. They're pretending to be a free speech platform on the one hand, lying about it. They're not giving us any due process. They're taking the labor that we built up, the years that Milo spent building up a Twitter account with, I think, like 350,000 followers. I mean, this is shameful. Like, we would not tolerate this kind of bait and switch and fraud in any other marketplace.
I wanted to film The Daily Show filming guests leaving our party. They'll be back because I have better things to do, but just to show people what they do. They wouldn't even let me film on state property where I have a right to be, where they have a right to be. And it's actually funnier than anything I've seen on The Daily Show. See what they do. I feel bad for them. What they do is they interview people and they slice and dice it to make them look stupid. If you're gay and conservative, you must obviously be a racist or a stupid person. Even if you're not, they'll make you look that way when they replay it. So I wanted to see just one interview so that when they played it back on the Daily Show, I could examine what they'd done with the footage and if they'd been fair to the person being interviewed or not. Who just wants to be part of a program that they probably like and watch at home. Yeah. But they tried to make up some rule about how I can't tape them, and the one dude tried to push me out of the way and whatever. So that was kind of fun. I've enjoyed the Daily Show. I have friends who work for the Daily Show. But this is what they do. And if you don't play by their rules, they'll try to intimidate you. One guy pushed me, and it's just funny. But that's how it is. I'm glad we were here to report it. This is our party. You can do it 4 nights a week somewhere else. We're not doing it tonight.
I think that basically censorship, for me, the most important issue in my life, the one thing I'd be more prepared to give my life for, even in the United States of America, is the freedom on the internet. It's that important. And those of us who are, new media entrepreneurs, those of us who build businesses off of it, it's very, very, very important. And so I think it's great that Milo's in the gulag, and hopefully together we can plan a jailbreak.
All right, Brian Engelman here with the New American Media. I am with Joel Pollack. Let's see, Senior Editor at Large, Breitbart News. Joel, hi, nice to meet you in person.
It's 1 in the morning in Cleveland and I'm heading home. Let's cross the street.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you were just filming. This was a Daily Show crew was set up, and you kind of jumped in to have a few words with them, and it got interesting. We witnessed it in your own words. What just happened?
Well, they were trying to sandbag people coming out of our party.
It's the Gays for Trump party.
Right.
There we go.
And it also turned into a FreeMilo event.
Right, and so what they do is, if you've seen some of what they do, is
And on Twitter.
Film people and then splice up the interviews and make them look stupid.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure that didn't happen, so I wanted to film the interview in progress and compare the raw footage to what they ended up with. Then they told me I wasn't allowed to film them, but it's state property, I can film whoever I want, First Amendment. And then they physically interposed themselves between me and the person they were filming, which they can also do, but I can also raise my camera. And then the guy tried to shove me out of the way, and it was kind of weird.
Well, I found it pretty
That's your own
interesting.
event. They're trying to, that was amazing.
Well, I found it pretty interesting. You
Yeah.
were able to shut them down real fast. They packed up all their stuff
They
after
did.
about 3 minutes
They did.
of it. But you were specifically saying that you're coming here to make our crowd look like what? About the Trump voter and about the...
They're trying to make the guests at our party look stupid. I mean, they're trying to make them look racist. If you're gay and for Trump, there must be something wrong with you.
Right.
So they're going to splice up that kid's interview to make him look dumb. It's just not fair. But, he's probably a fan of the show, wants to be on TV like most people do. So he's just going to participate, not know, and then he's going to be made to look bad. People who think like him are going to be made to look bad. People at home who might be conservative and gay are going to feel worse about themselves for being conservative and or gay. It's a form of intimidation and hostility, and they can do it. I'm just going to record it. That's fine.
I mean, do you find it weird that a left-leaning show like The Daily Show is going to be targeting that group?
Par for the course. Yeah. Anyway, good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for your
Safe
time.
ride home. Yeah.
We actually shot some of that footage with Joel Pollack.
Yeah, that was us.
Happy you did that. I was just pissed I didn't think of it. It's alright, that's bad. What is the next step now on Twitter? I heard you say he's going to war.
Yep, well, you're going to get to watch it and find out. I'll have my revenge, don't worry. Fair enough. Take care.
Oh, this was the camera we cut.
Yeah, that little camera was the one that was able to get us on the front page of Drudge.
Blake, over here.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
back here.
This is what America looks like under Trump! This is what it looks like under Trump!
He hasn't been elected yet.
No! This is what it's gonna be like!
It's like the last 10 years?
Police state! You got it!
It's been this since Bush, brother.
We're at the RNC in Cleveland, Ohio. My name is Kenneth Lane. I'm from Amityville, New York, and I've traveled all the way here to Ohio for one reason, and that's one reason, to support and give my support to Mr. Donald J. Trump. That's why I'm here.
I think, I think he's our only chance as far as that goes. Hillary is definitely crooked and that whole side of things, but we'll have to wait and see. If he gets in office, I do think he is just somebody that's already bought and paid for. But,
Think so, or is he his own man? He's not taking some of the big money.
You know, Trump's been a multi-billionaire for his whole life and has made that money working with the establishment and people in that system. And it would really surprise me if he gets in office if he gives two shits about a common guy. Waiting to see it, hoping and praying for it, but really, really skeptical about it.
If Donald Trump were elected, would you be concerned about him having access to a red button?
Yeah, I'm concerned with any of his decisions that he makes.
So who do you think he would use it on?
He would probably use it on everybody, specifically minorities.
I mean, like the nuclear option. Like he would like
nuclear.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think anybody who'd probably say anything bad about him. He looks like a very impulsive guy, and he'd probably just be clicking it all day.
The world ends in the first week, or
basically.
It's put us out of our misery.
No, I'd be more worried if Hillary had access to a button. She's very war hawkish. She's pro-war. She started tons of war, Libya, Syria. She voted for the Iraq war. I'm totally against.
I definitely am concerned to him having access to the red button. I'm concerned with him having access to everything. I just think he's demonstrated that when he gets mad at somebody, he really goes after them. So, I mean, I think it's really scary. And I know he's the Republican candidate for president, but I'm really worried about it. So that's why I'm here. Dump Trump.
Trump is not a crazy person. That's something that the mainstream media has been pushing since the beginning of his campaign.
If Donald Trump is elected president, would you be concerned about him having access to a red button?
The only red button I want to have him hit is one of those things that Staples gives away. You know, where you hit it and it goes, that was easy. That was easy. But no, the real red button, we would keep that underground someplace where he couldn't find it.
Okay, we'd hide it from him. Okay, and then if he did find it, it would be the Staples one. That's a little trick.
That's right. Or maybe
it could be a funny moment.
Yeah, it'd be a funny moment, but it'd be less funny if he really had a real one, right?
Listen, there's no like debating this. This is the way it is. It's political. No one's allowed to have to swear until they say it's safe. I'm sorry. I know it's inconvenient.
All right, so they're not even letting us through here into this cluster.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Huge presence. Are you in favor of having wide open borders, or are you a racist?
No, I mean, wide open borders it's scary. I mean, I don't think you could. It's a loaded question, of course, but how do you open up borders when there are people? And I know it's getting difficult to label people and to vet people, but I am scared. I mean, how could you not be? There are people in the world that want to slit your throat, want to slit my throat, kill my kids. What do you do with that situation? I don't know. I mean, if that's being a racist, I guess I might be a racist.
I respect other people's opinions about, border regulations and things like that, but, that's not what he's saying. He's calling Mexican criminals, he's calling Mexican rapists.
You did say that one thing off the cuff, and it was pretty bad, and yeah, I agree. I don't know if he really feels that way as a businessman, somebody who's a big employer, somebody who's been in the spotlight for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
I don't know do you really think that he's actually a racist?
If he isn't, he's definitely,
He needs to tone down the rhetoric. And that,
You know, he's pulling those people out. You know what I'm saying? He's pulling all those racists out of, like, you know.
Throwing a little red meat to the Fox News audience.
Even if he isn't, this is, you know, all the racist people are coming out and showing their faces and being more open about it, you know, and, you know, even though, you know, he's part of the problem.
I'm going to ask everyone about talking about borders. I want to ask everyone out there, do you have a lock on your door? Why do you have a lock on your door? We put a lock on our door because we don't want just anyone just coming into our house. And that goes the same way with our borders. We don't just want anyone to just come into our country, especially when they can't take care of themselves. We bring them in here and we support them. They're on the mammary gland of the American tax-paying system. And that's why I want Trump to be president, so he could vet these illegal aliens the right way.
Wide open borders aren't a good thing, you know, but I still think that at the same time we have to balance that with encouraging immigrants coming to this country, and if somebody has something to offer, and I guess like there is a vetting process, and if, you know, you have people that have something to offer this country, they should be let in.
Well, I do want to say that we should make a wall built of a wedding cake. So that when people run over, they fall in love with you, and look at the good eating, or a wall made of Swiss cheese, so we can at least, if we, you know, get a couple pieces of bread on the way over, we can make a sandwich and eat together.
That's a great idea. Are you in favor of having wide open borders, or are you a racist?
I'm not a racist, but we're talking about law-abiding citizens coming here legally compared to illegally. So building a wall controls the border. That's all it does, is make sure you come over here legally. But that's not any form of racism. That's protecting our country.
Look at this. Would you look at this?
What?
Everywhere you turn. So on one hand, you definitely don't want agitators causing problems. Oh my Lord, I've never seen you swim in there. Where is it? It's like through the tree. Like SWAT or military or some sort of hybrid. You can't even tell the difference.
You are voluntarily under the judgment of God right now because you choose to sin. You'll never be able to blame God for anything in your life because God said in His Word that when sin entered into the world and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men. Man sinned against God willfully, and as you are here right now today, you're willfully sinning against God. You are willingly sinning against God, but God is not slack concerning His promises. Some men count slackness.
I was going to say thank you for allowing everybody to be here today. Thank you for everybody that has exercised the First Amendment rights to be heard.
The boy, Chief. Best case scenario and the worst case scenario for a Trump presidency.
Best case scenario, once he gets in office, he does have a public address and basically tells us that everybody is bought and paid for, and I would think at that point his life would probably be in danger, but that's best case scenario, and people rally behind him for true change. Worst case scenario, he's a scamming bastard like he probably is, you know. But I'm rooting for the guy, but don't really believe it till I see it, you know.
The best case scenario that he loses by about 20-30%, and then the jokes start. And I want him to have that same look on his face that he had when he was in the presidential correspondence dinner with Obama. And Obama got on his case, that look on his face, I want him to look like that for the rest of his life.
Best case scenario, worst case scenario of Donald Trump presidency.
Concentration camps, worst case scenario.
I really think concentration camps. Okay.
He's already talked about the mass deportation of whole ethnicities of people, and I'm not a fan of ethnic cleansing.
But to the people like living here, do you think he's gonna like round up the patriots and FEMA camps and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The ground's been laid out. The ground's been laid out for someone to do that, and the power is set there for someone to, but no one's actually taken that, I don't know, authority yet.
But you think Hillary might do that, or you think Trump would do that if it was given between the choice between the two? Or you don't really like...
between the two, I think Trump would do it more, but I also am not a fan of Hillary Clinton.
But we've known Donald Trump for like 30, 40 years as kind of an American icon. Do you think he'd really just go psycho evil? We've known him as, head of The Apprentice. I mean, is he that? He can be kind of an authoritarian, maybe an egomaniac, but do you really think he would go to that level?
He's an American icon in the sense that he panders to the wealthiest. He's not really an American icon to the middle class, essentially. Maybe with some of his pop culture stuff, but he's never really been an American icon in terms of somebody that I would embrace politically.
Best case scenario, worst case scenario of
Right.
a Trump presidency. 8 years, 2024. What does the world look like? Best case.
Oh,
worst
I don't
case?
know. I think it's going to be complete chaos.
Really? Either way, like the best case even.
The best case scenario?
With 8 years of Donald Trump, and then.
Is there a best case scenario?
Everywhere you turn. It's not God's will to send men to hell. It says that he finds no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but he said he's not slack concerning his promise. So I'm going to tell you right now, you are willingly against God, and you're willingly in your sin, and you choose.
I am willingly against God because I am filming these crazy people at Westboro.
Like God created you to be.
All these people are going to hell. Except for these guys. It's good to see some Trump support without people being like just, full-blown cultists.
Sure.
Yeah, let's face it.
I love the whole idea of it. I love like the base that he's brought out to the elections and all that. And I just hope for America's sake that he is a real deal, that he does give a shit about us. But, obviously, we've been tricked so many times.
Right.
Mr. Trump, we're going to hold your feet to the fire. You hear me, Mr. Trump? When you get into office, you do what the American people want, to take back our country.
Do you think Donald Trump would be running if the country was doing really well, or do you think he's running to try to save it?
I mean, I don't think the country is doing horribly. It's a complicated situation. It's like, yes, there are more jobs, but they're low-wage jobs,
Part-time jobs.
Yeah, those part-time jobs. When I talk to Trump supporters here, they're really, you can tell they're part of like a disenfranchised population that's left behind. I think he's really instilling fear and running on sort of like this fear campaign. I mean, I've been talking to Trump supporters who are afraid that ISIS is going to walk into the country and rape everybody. I mean, so I just think he's stoked a lot of fear, and that sort of propaganda has been kind of successful. I think the country could do better. I think if ordinary citizens had some power, like regular people were part of the legislative process, then I think things would be a lot better, a lot more equal.
I support him. You're on my lawn. I'm wearing your gear. You understand, Mr. Trump? It's not about color. We're all in this together. And what's wrong with putting America first?
Let's make America stony again, right? Now, what we're going to do with money, because some people have so much money, some people have so little, we're going to take all the money, turn it into $20 bills. Everybody gets $20. Everything costs $20. Everybody owes you $20. And for God's sakes, nobody's going to kill you over $20, especially when they owe you.
Wow.
How about this? A slower...
My mind is blown.
He'll use the IRS. I think he can use...
But Obama's used they've had a lot of administrations. You think he'll keep that up, or you'll think he'll stop doing that?
Well, I think the Obama administration also isn't perfect.
Right.
The DOJ should have jailed all the bankers that were responsible for the financial crisis in 2008, and they didn't do that.
Yeah, that's Bush Paulson, but it also carried into Obama.
Yeah, but the problem is that I just feel like Donald Trump is really divisive, and he gets really angry at people that counter him. So I feel like he goes after them. So I feel like that's a little dangerous, and that's also behavior that somebody running for higher office should not really exhibit.
Here, and as you see, it's just a show of force everywhere. Pseudo military. It's see,
could serve as bikers for Trump.
I just think the stage is set for a World War III between America, Russia, and the former Axis powers and all that. So
wait. If Donald Trump were elected, he's actually seems to be friendly with Vladimir Putin. So it might be an alliance between England, the United States, and Russia, kind of like World War II again.
So we want to put ourselves on the wrong side of history this time by accepting neo-Nazism and fascism into our country.
Can you explain that, elaborate a little bit more? Who was the neo-Nazi?
It's basically the same platform that Hitler got not
Donald
too
Trump
far with, but he's hate-mongering. He's just building people up based on the lowest common denominator instead of trying to raise the platform for everybody to live in a more stable nation.
A lot of what he says is just divisive behavior. He seems to be pandering and fear-mongering to those that may not necessarily know a whole lot about international policies, politics, and communities, and different social cultures and structures he doesn't really seem to know a whole lot about. And none of his answers are really direct, which makes me really nervous when it comes to him being a leader of the free world.
Sure. Okay, more so than Hillary?
They're both just garbage.
Okay, lose-lose scenario.
I just worry, like, none of the countries want to deal with Donald Trump. I mean, England had that, they were talking about...
Wait, no, they didn't. David Cameron wouldn't have, but now the new guard, the new people might want to work with him. I think Nigel Farage is scheduled to speak. So there could be a new axis, like back to World War
but
II,
just the fact
because
that
Russia, Putin likes Donald Trump, and then England being, getting out of the globalization, the trade deals.
Yeah.
So maybe those three, just like we had before.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
versus Hillary.
I know. I see what you're thinking, but at least with Hillary, I feel like there won't be the chaos that the Trump presidency will bring, But then under Hillary, the 1% will get even richer. That's what's going to happen with that. So, I protest against both candidates.
Okay, and she's into Wall Street. She's like, and I said, don't you do it. Cut it out. Like, yeah, right. She's like money. She's money. She feels entitled. She's business as usual. Bernie opened up this whole thing. This is history. History is being made now because of Bernie Sanders, because he gave an idea to the people of how things could be, should be, without really much effort. It's just like the mindset of the whole thing.
Yeah, it caused a rift in the Democratic Party. Yeah.
Right, and so personally, I might be called a conspiracist, but I think he was threatened in some way, and that's why he finally... I'm serious.
No, it wouldn't surprise me at all. With the Clintons, nothing. With the Loretta Lynch and the James Comey thing, and meeting on the plane, it's reached a new level.
It has.
I also have a problem with Hillary Clinton. I think she has tremendous ties to Wall Street and big business. And I also have a problem with the quid pro quo with the arms sales to Saudi Arabia, and then they donate to the Clinton Foundation. So, I sort of represent progressives in New York, and so we study this. We're part of a activist group. We meet at Columbia University every week on Sundays, and we study both parties. So, we don't like Clinton either, but I feel like I don't know what to do. I'm really torn. The Green Party, Jill Stein, is looking better. She keeps looking better and better.
It's just going to be more the same. Perpetual war. She's a big liar. She acts like she loves all people when she's really a hateful person and doesn't want her own Secret Service looking at her. They have to hide in rooms when she's coming. And no, she's totally fake.
You're not optimistic about us paying off a $20 trillion debt?
Not at all. Look at from when Bush got in, $20 trillion. It was $8 trillion at that point. Bush has doubled it. Now Barack doubled it again.
Yeah,
if you look
like
at, it's $19 trillion. If you look at,
just in that those spent 16 years.
If you look at compounding numbers, this cannot go on. We're being scammed. The Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, and our monetary system's a Ponzi scheme. So if Trump's going to turn that shit around, we're all for him.
If you were the deciding vote between Hillary and Donald Trump, you had to pick. You were the deciding one. You went in the room. We all saw it.
I would not vote.
Really? You'd leave America at a tie?
I would.
You would? How about Trump just for the entertainment value?
No.
Okay. All right.
See you later, my car. Can I have it for my dog? Please. My dog's walking
Redneck number 2.
All right, you bunch of rebels. You are rebels with
Ignorance is strong with this group.
God has given you life, breath, and all things. Over everybody that is here today, no matter what their cause is, no matter what their beliefs are, so we can stand together at the end of the day and love one another. Love one another. And God will give us praise in your sweet name. Amen.
Well, we're going to have a great celebration on November 8th when he receives that election candidacy. But, I mean, it keeps my constitutional rights. So that way we can still be a free America and keep doing what we're doing today. I mean, this week has shown everybody's constitutional rights. And that's what he stands for. It allows us to keep doing that. Without Donald Trump, I can't even imagine.
A slower bullet. Yeah, who invented this thing? It goes faster than people can get out of the way with. They didn't invent cars that go
like Matrix bullet time.
That's right. That's right. I'm in that movie, by the way. Yes, yes.
Oh, really?
That's right.
You had a cameo in that?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Still get residuals.
What's the sign? What kind of message are you guys trying to share with everybody with the sign?
It's meant to invoke just critical thinking when it comes to a lot of what he says, draw similarities between the Nazis in the 1930s and a lot of what Donald Trump says today. I'm just flabbergasted that somebody hasn't like took away the microphone from him and said sorry about that. Doesn't mean what he says or whatever. I don't know.
Powers that be have been dividing and conquering people. They do that so we can fight among each other and not pay attention to the people up top who's controlling the whole paradigm. And that's why we need to come together as a nation, which Trump will do under his presidency, to make America great again.
I just wanted to say that I've done a lot of interviews today, and Blake's interview really made me think. But I think it's great. I think it's great. So, I just really feel if ordinary people had more political power, the world would be a different place.
Al Sharpton and I used to mix it up a lot and stuff like that. And that was fine because that was about knuckleball politics. But now I love the sophistication that, that the networks really seems to be playing with and doing very well with. When you have a Chris Hayes or a Rachel Maddow, which is, you got to do your homework when you sit down with her. You don't just show up and start talking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to make something very clear. Blue lives matter in America.
I know, a lot of the audience is largely liberal. I'm not. I'm a conservative. And I like to sort of bring that flavor, saying, okay, so this is how this conservative is looking at this problem. I don't speak for all conservatives, never have, never will. But I can at least speak from my perspective, my learning, and share this is my value system. This is how I would solve that issue. This is why I think what you just said is crazy. And
there's got to be a lot of that, I'd imagine.
Sometimes, yeah. And I think people respect that. They kind of go, okay, I can listen to that because you're not calling me a liar. You're not telling me I'm wrong. You're not judging me. You're listening, and you may not be accepting everything I'm saying, but at least we can begin the conversation.
I don't know what they're getting ready for, if anything.
In 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote passionately about the interrelatedness of all communities and states and about our inescapable network of mutuality tying us in a single garment of destiny. He spoke of the basic morality of the rule of law, provided that it is applied equally to both the wealthy and the impoverished, both men and women, and yes, the majority and the minority.
Donald Trump set the tone from the beginning. Absolutely. From the moment he came down the escalator, he set the tone. And what I have found fascinating and what they will be teaching in civic and political science classes for a generation will be what happened from that moment forward. How did this man who walked down that escalator with 1% support wind up with the nomination 12 months later?
And a bunch of punchlines in between.
Some of them very damaging to the party, to his candidacy, and yet here we are.
Dude, I'm not a communist bastard. What do you guys want to talk about?
All right, let's give you the story here. What happened with these dirty commies?
All right, so
and the
today,
flag and
hold on. So today is, or earlier it was Wednesday, July 20th. July 20th, Wednesday.
Hey,
Cleveland.
you're lucky. It was East 4th Street, right? It was right
East
there.
4th Street in Prospect, yeah. So we were walking around. We knew there was going to be a flag burning ceremony. And I'm a goddamn veteran, dude. And I served 10 years in the military. I was in the 82nd Airborne, 1st Armored Division, 2 years in Iraq, 2 years in Afghanistan. And I'm not going to fucking let some goddamn communist bastard burn my flag. So I knew this was going to happen.
Make our nation safe again is a recommitment to a system of justice in which no government official, not even those who have fought their way to the marble and granite halls of Washington, no private citizen, no elected official, even Hillary Clinton, and no group of people, despite the fervor with which they press forward their grievances, can claim privilege above the law. It cannot happen in the United States.
Whether you're like them, don't, for them, against, that got you up off on, onto your feet to go, what the hell? What? Oh, he said what? Or now finally someone is speaking the truth. That's the dynamic of this election.
Should I go there looking for something? Yes, I did. I went there looking for the fucking asshole who's going to do it. There was one guy who came out, he was a decoy, and I knew he was a decoy because he fucking came out, distracted everyone, and then walked down the road. And immediately I looked at my camera guy that was with me, and I said, this is a decoy, we have to leave. We ran back up the road in front of the RNC, and that's when this fucking dumb prick fuck pulled his flag out and burnt my goddamn American flag. And that's when I jumped over the fucking cops, ripped this fucking guy's shirt off and started fucking pounding and fucking setting off the fucking flag. I put it out, burnt my hand in the process. But you know what? I love America. I love all the fucking veterans who fought for America. I'm a veteran, and that fucking communist scumbag deserves to go to hell. Fuck him. Fuck Revcom. Fuck Gregory Joseph fucking Johnson. You fucking dumb piece of shit.
Larry Elder here, Brian Engelman. What are your thoughts on Sheriff Clark?
Well, he gave a very passionate speech. He's become a star because of many appearances on Fox News, and I've appeared with him before on other things. What he's pointing out is this whole Black Lives Matter movement not only is bogus, but it's been fomented by Barack Obama. He has every opportunity he's had a chance to tamp things down, has done the opposite. From saying that the Cambridge police acted stupidly, if I had a son he would have looked like Trayvon, to invoking Michael Brown during a speech before the United Nations. Obama has fanned the flames of racial division in this country, and that's why Sheriff Clark is here. I thought he did a very effective job.
The country is slowly taking control of the political process. The folks who run and control that process don't like that.
No.
And so you saw the resistance with Bernie Sanders. You see the resistance even at this convention towards Donald Trump.
Okay. What is Revcom again? What is Revcom?
Revolutionary Communist Party. They're a fucking
and they're
bunch
just
of dumb
trolling this convention.
It's like teenagers.
No, they troll everything. They were in Ferguson. They were in Baltimore. They go
it's a
everywhere.
national group. $15 an hour, right?
It's the largest communist party.
Is Soros funding that?
There's a Cleveland faction or Ohio faction
Who
that
is
came in from national.
This is his name is B.A. Carl Dix and Bob Avakian. Carl Dix and Bob Avakian are the head of the largest communist party in America. and I'm fucking suing them.
I thought that was Hillary that's in charge of the largest communist party.
No, I'm bringing down the largest communist party today. You guys are going down. Fuck you.
Welcome to Cleveland.
My head looks so gigantic in this thing.
I was thinking the same about mine.
I look like Charlie Brown at a beach. Look at this.
Oh, there we go.
My head now fits my neck.
In the basement. All right, well, we're going to do a chat a little bit later. Larry's broadcasting. You're going to be on Hannity tonight, right?
If they ask, yeah.
You're on deck. You're in the bullpen.
I'm in the bullpen.
Okay, well, we'll talk a little bit more later, but Sheriff Clark is awesome. Wait, what was that?
Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace out.
All right, take care.
Because I was hoping for a contested convention. Chaos
Well, that was it right there.
and it was a whimper.
Not even. It was more like a wimp. That's it. It was like a.
So basically, the Trump train has left the building. It's a done deal, and now it's just too.
He's the nominee. Tomorrow's going to give a great speech, and that's it. Right? Ta-da.
I love you. Yes.
I'm gonna fucking eat your heart. Bob Avakian, suck my fucking dick, dude. I've got to. You know what I came in on in Cleveland? I didn't fly Southwest or United Airlines. I rode a goddamn bald eagle, and I'm gonna fucking rape you.
God bless America, the greatest nation in the world.
Remember when they started to go after Donald Trump, both she and Bill, on the whole the number of wives and the women thing?
Oh, yeah, the Clintons have a pristine record with women.
And so what did Donald Trump do? He released one what was it, tweet, one twit, it's late, one twit.
Where's the beer?
I actually probably had way too many before we did this.
Same here.
You wrote it in on Bald Eagle.
I did, dude. I'm a bald eagle tamer.
That Bald Eagle had dreadlocks.
Hey, if you read my Twitter account, it says communist assassin bald eagle tamer. And I didn't put that up tonight. This has been forever. That's what I do.
He released one tweet and one Instagram and shut that shit down. I was like, damn, that's power.
I mean, I would see someone...
Shut it down. You remember? After that, reporters going up to Bill Clinton. So, Mr. Clinton, what about Donald Trump and his... Well, we're just not going to discuss that now.
What about Juanita Broderick?
Yeah.
Hello everybody, Brian Engelman here at the RNC party, and look who walked by, Dinesh D'Souza. Mr. Souza, thank you for taking a moment to speak with us today.
Happy to do it.
So you have a big movie coming out. We all watched the last one. It's very important for people to pay attention for 2016, what's happening and what's going on, and who this other candidate not named Trump is. Tell us about what drove you to make this movie.
Well, the movie is called Hillary's America. It opens Friday, July 22nd, nationwide at 1,500 theaters, so it's a wide opening, as they say. I have a book of the same title. Basically, the book and the movie are an expose of Hillary and the Democratic Party. And by an expose, what I mean is it's kind of a narrative history that shows the underside of this party and the progressive movement and Hillary, things about these groups that are not well known.
Can I ask you a quick one, Alex?
Yeah, go ahead.
For what's going on with the Never Trump people at this stage of the campaign?
They're just Hillary operatives of the Pentagon that want to have war with Russia. They're a bunch of assholes. George Herbert Walker Bush dicks. And, Trump's not perfect, but he didn't want nuclear war, so I'm backing him.
And my question for you, sir, is what do you say to the people that at this point are still Never Trump people?
There's so very few of them in the Republican Party, why would it matter? I mean, you're talking about a small handful of political elites. You mean the leaders, the Romneys and the Bushes, who have made millions and millions and millions of dollars out of the current dysfunction in this country.
Right.
But there's no evidence that there's a big Never Trump contingent among Republican voters. Just no evidence of it.
I think the goal of the party at this convention coming out of here is to play him up, to give him the support. That's why when I look at, the governor and others who stayed away, it's disappointing. I totally get it, guys. I totally get it. I'm there with you. But my head keeps going, yeah, but there's something bigger here. And that something bigger for me is the idea that Hillary Clinton could be president. Not that she's not qualified, not that she's not capable, but that I just think her policy prescriptions are not what the country needs right now. And so I want to have that debate. I want to have that conversation around those ideas that she's espousing.
So are you surprised that the CIA just kind of gave her a free pass with the email stuff?
FBI.
I'm sorry.
But yes, I think that the FBI decided not to do it, and I think the reason is that Comey works for Obama. You know, there are a lot of Republicans who are sort of like, keep our fingers crossed. We think the FBI will propose an indictment, even if Loretta Lynch of the Justice Department doesn't do one. At least they'll ask for one. But no, I mean, Obama's been signaling for 2 months. Hillary's my gal. I'm going to hand the baton to her, and so I think Comey got the message.
When she began to talk about being intimidated face-to-face by Hillary, an NBC producer jumps up and says, we're not interested in going there.
Yeah, every time somebody brings this up on TV, whether it's CNN, you name it, they cut the feed. You're banned on 3 networks.
I am at the current time.
We got a coup at Fox News.
It's a badge of honor.
Comey really seemed like in those movies where the convenience store clerk is trying to say everything's going fine and there's somebody robbing him at gunpoint. He really seemed like a man that was trapped in his position, and he said everything he could without being able to do what maybe he wanted to do. Fair?
I think that's right. I think what happened at the end of the day is he kind of threw in the towel. He thought about his ambitions and his career. Rather, he didn't want to go down in flames, but he felt bad about that, and so he kind of did almost a verbal indictment instead of a legal indictment. Well, the good news is our film is a kind of indictment, and the American people have the capacity to do a different kind of indictment in November.
I guess the last word is just, look, this is an important election. And if you're anywhere between the ages of 18 and 35, get off your ass and participate. Don't take any aspect of it for granted. I don't care ultimately how you vote, although I like you to vote for Donald Trump because I think I don't want Hillary. But I've said that. I'm honest about that. But you go where you need to go and do what you need to do, as long as you do it.
Why is Hillary Clinton more believable than Juanita Brown?
She didn't have a private server.
That doesn't make them untrue. That doesn't make them untrue. You're a rape tonight. You're a rape tonight. You're a rape tonight. She's an abuser of women. This isn't one woman. This is 2 women. And squeezed her hand so hard that it hurt and said, who is more believable than Hillary Clinton? Was she under sniper fire in Bosnia? Or did she lie about that?
Is she a Brian Williams hero? No, she's a Navy SEAL. She starred in G.I. Jane.
This is the space, the cake that they've baked. And so now, you know, some of y'all may want to eat it. That's good. I'd rather pass on that serving and go to my guy and say, look, let's bake a better cake. Let's do this a little bit better. Let's play the game smarter. Let's be as aggressive and get in the game and share with people the word you use, which is the most important, vision.
Do you think that there's any legs to what's going on with the Clinton cash movement, with all the books that are coming out, all the information, where it really seems like foreign entities have already controlled the policy if she gets elected? Do you think that might have more legs than the email scandal?
Yes, I think that the corruption in taking money, not just from foreign entities, but taking huge amounts of money from American entities that wanted something while Hillary was Secretary of State. I mean, we've had corruption at the local level in government, Tammany Hall in New York, the daily rackets in Chicago. But this whole concept of selling off American foreign policy, you know, want me to be for the Trans-Pacific Pipeline, you know, hand over some cash. You want some mineral rights in Kazakhstan, we'll send Bill Clinton over there to give a speech. And so this whole operation of putting American foreign policy up for sale, I mean, that's unprecedented. No one's figured out how to do that before.
It takes conspiracy theories and makes them mainstream. See, conspiracy theory is a pejorative term that they apply to anybody who doesn't believe everything the government says or the mainstream media does.
It's like a new heretic. If I don't believe that the world is the center of the universe, I'm a heretic. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
It feels like you guys believe any harebrained any. Oh, our views are harebrained and you accuse us of trivializing your ideas?
No, if we question Hillary Clinton as a liar, if we question Hillary Clinton, we're not
Conspiracy theory is a pejorative term that you hurl when you disagree. And you think Hillary Clinton should be automatically believed over Juanita Brown. On what basis?
I think in today's America, information is power. And the typical Republican does not know the information that's in our movie. We also have a way of presenting ideas, not just intellectually, but visually and emotionally. When we made an entertaining movie, it's kind of a thriller, because Hillary Clinton is a subject, there's an element of horror. I think we trespass in the horror genre as well. But it's also patriotic. It's an unbelievably inspiring movie. In our premiere here, we had people standing up, applauding, a few people crying. So this is a movie that sort of, it works at the level of a movie, and it leaves you better informed than you were when you walked in.
You're going to say Bush didn't lie about WMDs? Right. Is that a conspiracy theory that Bush lied about WMDs?
I don't believe in conspiracy theories. No, we don't believe in conspiracy theories. We believe in the truth. The problem is you believe whatever the mainstream media...
Yeah, we don't like Bush either.
...chooses to report or not report, or what the government tells you.
Listen, this is... I really enjoy this.
Infowars.
I like a life of significant attention, and we had some of that today.
Thank you. You're a good guy. Hey, to take us both on, you got big huevos.
Follow me at Twitter. Listen. Again, I need the drink. Follow me at Michael Steele.
Hillary's America, themovie.com. That's the place you can watch the trailer. You can also put in your zip code, and it'll tell you where the movie's playing near you.
Excellent. Dinesh, thank you so much for your time, sir.
My pleasure.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
I heard the phrase, activism is the rent that we pay to live on planet Earth.
Amen.
You know, so and Plato said indifference to public affairs is giving a sanction to being ruled by inferior men.
Damn, he's quoting Plato. That's
well, I'm just
cute.
saying. Hey,
because
well,
I was about to break down on some P. Diddy, so that's all right.
Well, Michael Steele, should you run for another office, I wish you the best. Should you stay on MSNBC for another 35 years, I wish you for the best.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, not another 35 years, baby.
Well, to be continued till our next chat, good sir. Thanks again for your time.
98% of national calls police officers.
I need one of you drop this.
No, that's...
Hey, what'd you put Hillary on the table for? That's
Hillary Clinton's platform right here.
I'll eat it. Thank you. I wanted to finish it.
We're joined by Alex Jones.
You know he's the biggest liar in media. You're the biggest liar in media.
Roger Stone, Jake Ogre, the Young Turks, getting into a heated debate in the media room here at the RNC.
He's actually
you fucking coward.
I think you should have come to
You want fucking attention. Get off the stage. You
I want attention.
Yeah, you do. You just want attention. Get the fuck off the stage.
The Saudi Arabians are funny enough.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
First of all, this is bullshit. Hold on. We're against Saudi Arabia, you dumbass. We talk about that all the time.
Oh, really?
We talk about that all the time.
Get up
You don't know shit. What do you think? The lizard people are in charge? Is that what you think?
Now you're pissed. We're kicking your ass.
Is that what you
You're
think?
the anti-liberal and you're pissed.
Bullshit.
We're being nice here.
You just
You know
want
what I care
attention.
about? I care about the American people.
Good. You're the one flipping out. Anybody hurt? I ain't not. I'm not going.
Everybody get the fuck off my stage! Get the fuck off my stage!
I have to speak my face.
What the fuck? What a fucking cowardly little bitch. Yeah, get the fuck out. I'm right here. Did you spit in his face? I'm right here. Did you spit in his face? I'm right here. Did you spit in his face? So I'm asking you, did you spit in his face? Was I see? Okay, fine.
Leave their space, guys. There's space. Let's do their staff.
Please get on my stage.
Sure.
Get on my perimeter.
Sure.
Get on my stage. Get on my stage.
We're on our way. Thank you. Thank you.
Right
when he took a bunch of water and spat it in Alex Jones' face?
I think it was iced tea or something. Yeah, Jimmy Dore.
I mean, like everybody's like, I thought it was pretty funny.
Get the fuck off my stage! Get the fuck off my stage!
What the fuck? But do you feel like
I don't feel sorry
Young
for
Turks?
them. I don't feel
Well,
sorry.
nobody feels sorry for necessarily Alex Jones, but do you feel like embarrassed for the Young Turks staff? Do you think that was characteristic, or do you think less of them for that because of Cenk just blowing up?
We're against Saudi Arabia, you dumbass! We talk about that all the time! Oh, really? We talk about that all the time! You don't know shit!
And then Jimmy Dore spitting.
Everybody get the fuck off my stage! Get the fuck off my stage!
Anna Kasparian, fat shaming.
Get off the stage, you fat fuck!
root.
He started being racist towards them first. He came onto their show without asking. It's been told by the TYT.
I think they invited him up just to say hi or something, and then he went over the top and he put that. Do you think
That's what he says. That's what he says. That's not what they say.
All right, I got a question for you. Do you think that they overreacted over to Bill Clinton's shirt?
No.
Because it wasn't like a live national broadcast or anything.
No.
Nope. Okay.
What is
But I mean, why would the T-shirt? Well, we don't have to film if you don't want. I'm not trying to make you look bad or anything, so we don't have to film. I was just curious to get your opinion.
Well, everything sucks, and they were being racist. What else?
Well, wait. Who was being racist?
Alex Jones.
What did he do that was racist?
He called Hannah Kasparian something absolutely horrible.
Oh, I don't know what he said at all. I wasn't.
Are you a Saudi?
He might have said. What's that?
Are you a Saudi Arabia lover, you little jihad? And you think
Whoa,
that's okay?
no, I didn't. I don't know what he said. That's what I'm asking you.
Listen to the video. That's what he says.
What did he say?
Are you a Saudi Arabia lover, you little jihad?
What, the Saudi Arabians are funny enough? Jihad? First of all.
Who says that?
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that part.
And you think it was wrong of saying to overreact to that? That wasn't an overreaction.
Well, no, it's overreacting to the Bill Clinton shirt. I mean, he brought that out and it said rape on it. He grabbed it.
Who does he think he is, though? Going on
But it
to
wasn't a live
shows that he
national
wasn't invited to,
Yeah.
flattering a shirt that it doesn't help anything. It doesn't help the discussion. It doesn't help the issue. It just says rape.
It was just a funny publicity stunt.
It wasn't
You don't
funny
think
at
it was?
all. Do you
Why?
think rape is funny?
I don't think it was funny. I thought the shirt was funny.
No, it wasn't funny.
I thought it was unusual that he got
No
went
joke
after
about rape
Roger Stone.
is ever funny.
Oh, I
You
know,
shouldn't laugh about
but Bill, no, that's not funny. That's why Bill Clinton is known. He's
it. So you
settled
think
rape
it's funny
cases.
when he rapes people?
No, I don't. I don't think it's funny at all.
So you think it was
I think
funny
his
then?
shirt was funny,
So,
and that it was.
oh, so it is funny when he rapes people then?
No,
so
it's
you can
not.
have it on the
different
shirt and show it.
context.
It's
No,
not.
I don't. No, exactly.
You
But it should be. People should know that Bill Clinton is a rapist.
They know that.
No, they don't.
They do.
I felt like Cenk was trying to hide it from his audience.
He wasn't. He thought it was unflattering, disrespectful, which it was. And he took it down. Like you should.
He's actually you fucking coward! I think you should have come tonight.
You want fucking attention. Get off the stage, you fat fuck.
Yeah, but that's something the audience can handle. The Young Turks. I think they're a sophisticated audience.
Bill Clinton is a sexual predator. I'm sorry, I choose to believe Juanita Broderick, Kathleen Willey, Paula Corbin Jones, Christy Zurcher, Eileen Wellstone, Liz Ward Grayson, Becky Brown, Helen Dowdy. This list goes on and on. Sally Purdue Miller. As Hillary Clinton would say, these women deserve to be believed. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sure.
It wasn't a live
They
national
are probably
broadcast.
just pissed off.
Well, yeah. I watched it.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Can you guys go away?
Sure.
Please?
I'm just curious.
Go away.
All right.
Donald Trump, it's time to make America great again.
Hey, don't call them attack. It doesn't matter. Y'all gotta go out. Let's go, y'all. Out.
A new set of thinkers to face our country's existing and future problems with fresh perspectives and brave new solutions. most loyal champion.
Let's go. Go somewhere.
Delegates and fellow Americans, I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination
I'm saying, you know, the problem with you lefties is when you don't have facts, you start calling names. You start shouting, liar, liar, you're a liar. I say, what have I lied about?
I will present the facts plainly and honestly. We cannot afford to be so politically correct anymore.
Then they start bitching the police. They almost arrest me. To add insult to injury, then they call the freaking cops on me after they do this.
Cowardly leftists. Let's face it, no one's watching their freaking.
Oh, they're pissed. They think they're circling the.
Nobody's watching.
We want to hear the corporate spin, the carefully crafted lies, and the media myths. The Democrats are holding their convention next week.
He flipped out. I thought it was an act. I was like, I thought this was an act. He's asking me to come up, and he looked crazier and crazier and crazier.
Yeah, it was pretty out.
Totally unprovoked.
Yeah.
Listen, wait till you see the footage.
Yeah, it's all on tape, so roll the tape, as they say.
Everybody get the fuck off my stage! Get the fuck off my stage! I have to speak my facts.
Cowardly leftists. Let's face it, no one's watching their freaking.
Oh, they're pissed. They think they're circling the.
Nobody's watching.
No longer can we rely on those same people in the media and politics who will say anything to keep our rigged system in place. Instead, we must choose to believe in America.
Oh, man.
History is watching us now. We don't have much time, but history is watching. It's waiting to see if we will rise to the occasion and if we will show the whole world that America is still free and independent and strong.
I want to hear that he's going to take the foot off our neck and the economic surrender is open.
I have seen firsthand how the system is rigged against our citizens, just like it was rigged against Bernie Sanders. He never had a chance. Never.
Oh, nicely played.
His supporters will join our movement because we will fix his biggest single issue, trade deals that strip our country of its jobs and strip us of our wealth as a country.
Hillary's a communist Chinese spy. I think that's what people need to hear, is that we've been sold out to China, we've been sold out to Mexico and others economically, not even Chinese or Mexicans, but their elites.
Big business, elite media, and major donors are lining up behind the campaign of my opponent because they know she will keep our rigged system in place. They are throwing money at her because they have total control over every single thing she does. She's their puppet, and they pull the strings.
And then he is going to just open the floodgates again and let America be the dominant force in the world. America would already be dominant. The globalists want to bring us down. That's their admitted plan because they can't have us always number one.
Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo.
So all I want is Trump to turn America loose, let us be free, and we will dominate, and that's what we're supposed to do.
It is time to show the whole world that America is back, bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
All right, look into your crystal ball. Tell me what America looks like in January if Hillary Clinton gets elected.
Oh, she's going to go after the press. They already got this coup against Fox News going on. They're going to try to shut down talk radio, bring in the fairness doctrine, jack up taxes, start a bunch of new wars.
Her bad instincts and her bad judgment, something pointed out by Bernie Sanders, are what caused so many of the disasters unfolding today. Let's review the record. ISIS was not even on the map. Libya was stable. Egypt was peaceful. Iraq was seeing really a big reduction in violence. Iran was being choked by sanctions. Syria was somewhat under control. After 4 years of Hillary Clinton, what do we have? ISIS has spread across the region and the entire world. Libya is in ruins, and our ambassador and his staff were left helpless to die at the hands of savage killers. Egypt was turned over to the radical Muslim Brotherhood, forcing the military to retake control. Iraq is in chaos. Iran is on the path to nuclear weapons. Syria is engulfed in a civil war, and a refugee crisis now threatens the West. After 15 years of wars in the Middle East, after trillions of dollars spent, and thousands of lives lost, the situation is worse than it has ever been before. This is the legacy of Hillary Clinton: death, destruction, terrorism, and weakness.
You will probably disappear in the night without a trace.
Me?
Yes. Well, you're a known critic of the government, and you're on KABC, so you'd be typical kind of talk show host who would just disappear.
You think they'd kill me?
All I know is that I want to interview Aunt Culver over there. And she's coming on your show next, isn't she? She's waiting over there. I don't want to get in your way. So here, let's bring Aunt Culver over here with Roger Stone. All right. Come on, Aunt. But later I want to interview you. Come on.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate that.
Nice to meet you.
Nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. The number of new illegal immigrant families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total from 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands into our communities with no regard for the impact on public safety or resources.
What did you see? Well, we just had an altercation with young Turks, a.k.a. the Turks, assaulted Alex, yelling at me, calling me a liar. And I said, what am I lying about?
I only want to admit individuals into our country who will support our values and love our people.
Well, it just happened 20 minutes ago.
Yes, and then they spit tea in his face.
Yeah. And it was unsweetened.
They invited me up and flipped out.
Cowardly leftists, you know how it is when they have no facts to refute your arguments.
The most important difference between our plan and that of our opponent is that our plan will put America first.
Excuse me again, Roger. I want to be respectful of what's going on right now. So I'm not asking for an official statement, but can I get an exclusive statement from you without saying the things that you know you can't talk about?
I don't think I should. I really don't.
Not commenting on the situation, but saying hello and kind of what you're thinking the next step might be for you.
Well, I think I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna just relax for a little while. Take it easy.
You've been working a long time.
A long time. 20 years of Fox, so it's a long time. I need some time. I need some time away. So we're good.
My opponent asks his supporters to recite a 3-word loyalty pledge. It reads, "I'm with her." I choose to recite a different pledge. My pledge reads, "I'm with you, the American people."
I do golf. I like to golf. Maybe a little traveling. I got to Cleveland. What can I tell you? So here we go.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, and for all of your fans out there, one final statement.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting.
Sure thing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
We're surrounded. Wherever you go.
You got Ann Coulter right over there, too.
Oh, really? Ann Coulter's over there? Hold on a second. Let me just lean over and show
There she
you guys.
is.
There's Ann Coulter.
Man, you ought to just join the Libertarian.
Why?
Because you're a good guy. You're one of the people it's hard to hate.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try. I'm a good.
That's why I never got like Lynn that made you the poster guy of evil.
You know, I think he was just bored that day. Maybe he had taken all his pills.
I would hear these shows like Van Jones, over and over. I was like, man, what did this guy do?
Yeah, I know.
Millions of Democrats will join our movement because we are going to fix the system so it works fairly and justly for each and every American.
First of all, nobody is able to keep up with you or me because nobody can keep up with the Joneses.
That's right.
You're trying to keep up with
That's right, fist bump.
Exactly. Trying to keep up with the Joneses is very, very difficult.
It ain't happening.
It's never going to happen.
We must break free from the petty politics of the past. America is a nation of believers, dreamers, and strivers that is being led by a group of censors, critics, and cynics. Remember, all of the people telling you can't have the country you want are the same people that wouldn't stand. They said Trump doesn't have a chance of being here tonight. The same people. Oh, we love defeating those people, don't we?
That's a very good line tonight.
If we don't start talking more, and if we don't start actually having a real conversation, we talk about each other, so we never talk to each other.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's the worst thing you can do in the country.
I like the fact you'll actually talk. I'm a libertarian, not a Republican, but most liberals will not debate, or a lot of Republicans won't either. But I like the fact you're going to stand up and do it.
Donald Trump and Mike Pence. Number 1, number 2, everybody. Oh, here they go. That's it. There they go. All right. How many thousands of balloons is this? Oh, there's so many more though. Look up, look up, look up. There's so many more up there. Nice. Let it rip.
everybody, but I think what we've got to be able to do is to start talking more to each other than about each
Well, good.
other.
We're seeing me and Van Jones just got along.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah. All right, good. Well,
All right, take care.
Okay, good.
All right, good job.
Soak it up. Cleveland, you've done a wonderful job hosting this party. I gotta tell you.